How's it going, everyone? It is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Let's get into the pick from the last video, which was NVIDIA. Oh, that is Oracle. All right, so here's the NVIDIA chart. Took it yesterday, playing the Doji sandwich setup. Today, stock came back, tested at 8 EMA, is finding some support here relative to the market, gaining some relative strength. So not looking too bad. We took the trade somewhere around here, the 144, 145 CDS. So right now that is out of the money, but still holding it here and has a chance to profit by the end of the week. So we will keep an eye on that, see how that does. But nothing too crazy right now. Good relative strength considering what the market did today. Gap down, a little bit of chopping, poke through, made a new low of the day at 1110. So nice relative strength there. Oracle, pretty flat, pretty dead. One thing I kind of drew here on the H1, give me some clarity, is Oracle is in a wedge formation. So stock has been going sideways since its big move up. Hasn't really been doing a whole lot since then. Now, the calls I have expire November 1st. So willing to hold it through earnings potentially. But I do have an order out to take a small loss on Oracle. But yeah, here is the wedge on this stock. So we're just waiting to see what happens if it breaks out of the wedge, if it doesn't break out of the wedge, and so on. Nope. That's awkward. All right, I'm going to pause the video. We're going to come back after I restart OSP. All right, we are back. So as I was mentioning, we have this wedge here in Oracle. So we're waiting to see whether it can break out of this wedge one way or the other. If it does, then I think we have a pretty good shot of taking out this high at 178. If it doesn't, we break to the downside, then I will take the loss. We're also leading on this support at around 174. So we're right at this support level. You can see here we broke through here, found a nice jump up here, tested down here, got a nice other little gap up. We haven't really been able to advance a lot off that. But we're going to wait and see here. And it's so far has some cycles here, getting a little bit more relative strength in the market in some of these recent days. Market here, let's take a look at what's happening longer term. So we're still on this bullish uptrend over here. Fundamentally and technically, nothing has changed too much. On the shorter term, that is eventually what will move the longer term. We have a sideways compression. We're testing the bottom of this range here at 578.50. And market has gone sideways after making a new all-time high. So we had a pretty light volume rally pretty much for most of last month or so. Light volume rally up, compression, a little bit of a breakthrough, compression. And we got mega cap tech earnings coming out next week. Got the FOMC in 2 weeks, the election in 2 weeks. So a lot of stuff coming up. And it makes sense that the market is going to want to pause. So I've been paring back my swing exposure, keeping things short term, really just in, if I go to my YouTube picks here, NVIDIA will expire this week regardless, and we're just in Oracle. So we're in one swing, very, very light. And I'm okay with that. If you are swing trading, the right time will be to deploy capital in 2 weeks and just keeping it light until then. There may be some nice day trading opportunities, some overnight swing trading opportunities, but unless you're a pro, I'm not really, I wouldn't really advise taking anything much. I think here's a good time to pause. And then when we get some kind of tactical move here, then you can take gains and so on and so forth. So, I mean, if I were to just draw, right, here's the entry point for swings. Oh, come on. There we go. Here is our entry point for swings. Oh, come on. All right, well. I think you get the idea. Let's see if I can do it with an ellipse. There's one. There's one. And same thing with these light volume environments over here. It's a nice entry point. Breakout, breakout. There's a little bit of breaking compression here. So this could work as a decent entry point. Not the best. I prefer this compression break over here. Yeah. So you see there's just a couple entry points. Maybe once a month, there might be a really nice entry point for some strong swings that you could ride up. Through this high plus trend line here, there is another one. So that is what it seems like to me. Technical pattern here. Here's another one. Yep. So there you go. Those are some nice entry points here for these swings. So that's what I'm waiting for here, right? We don't want to get in when it's compressing, right? That's how we tell we're at the end of the move. We want to wait for it to digest some of the gains. Either we break out of the compression to the upside, or we see the dip, and then we can get back in here. So that's what I'm waiting for in my swing trades. Probably not going to take any swing trades until then, but when I do, I will enter well, and I will enter aggressively. All right, so that's the short-term market bias. Let's look at the M5 for today. We got this gap down overnight. We got a little bit of a test here, a poke down to make a new low of the day. So this is mildly bearish, and then this was one of the clues here. So we get this nice long green candle, rally up, rally up, rally up, rally up, and then we test this gap, unable to get through the gap. And then we actually start to reject down and make a new low of the day. Now we're compressing here. We hit the halfway point when we're unable to get a close above the halfway point, which tells us that we'll probably get in a lot sooner. So, or we're probably going to continue to go down. And there is this bull cross here. And so far, haven't seen any production on that bull cross. So I think this would be a pretty nice shorting opportunity, at least on SPY here. Let's see what's going on in MCD. Looks like some major news happened. Nothing crazy here. Interesting. Anyways, so looking at some stuff on the short side, couple of stocks that I liked they got lost in the crash, but we go over a few of them here. MMM post earnings bear. We got this double top through the 50-day SMA. This is a nice little reversal pattern on the stock. So far hasn't been doing a whole lot, but if we get a little bit of a breakdown of this compression, wouldn't mind taking that short on MMM. BA, don't trade BA. FSLR, this is interesting. So hasn't quite set up yet, but we're through here's a couple things I like about it. So we're through the 50-day SMA. I actually should delete some of these drawings. It is kind of... Okay. So the trend line alert I really want to create is here. All right, so big move in the stock. Then it started to pretty much had this whole several month process of shedding all of those gains. through the 200-day SMA, through some of this horizontal resistance here, horizontal resistance here, a little bit of horizontal resistance at 184. So that would be the next level that I'd potentially take some gains on that earnings gap. But the main thing is we're sitting on this low plus trend line, and this is coming into play from a very, very long time ago. Just make this a little bit smaller. So coming in to play from, yeah, from early June, July. I put in one OTL now. Yep, there's some other ones coming in over here. So a couple ones coming into play here. And we want to see a clean break of those lines. And here is the stock sitting on those lines. See how it didn't drop at the market. So there is some buying here. But if we can start to get through those lines, then we're in good shape. We got a fresh sell signal here. We're kind of right around that prior day low. So that's another little added level of support. But if we can start to crack down through those levels, maybe close around 192, then I might be a pretty good short setting up. So those two are some ones that I like. Sedge is a pretty good one early today, continuing down this downtrend from a couple of days ago. Nice and weak. It's been flattening out here, getting some relative strength. So when again, it's set an alert at the low of the day. If it can break through this compression, then we're in good shape. If it bounces, then we can get in on that bounce. KO we don't want to touch. CMG. That's down a little bit today. All right. Looking at a couple here. Red Royal Flush. Tesla has earnings, so that's not one we're going to trade today. Just kind of still in compression, waiting for that earnings announcement. I'm just go to my custom. Oh, DHR it was DHR, I believe. Yes, this is a nice reversal pattern. Post earnings breakdown, getting through some technical support through this level right here. So pretty close to it. Today we had a gap down. We had a test of that level, rejection, and then a slow grind lower. This stock is testing that 200-day SMA. And so far, it looks like it may be rejecting it. Oh, there's MMM. There we go. And it looks like our trader data is not looking great right now. Nice. I really like this setup here on SPY. Starting to get that breakdown. So this is DHR today. All right, so let's go to our MMM here. We got the alert. There we go. That is our entry point on MMM. So MMM short, we're going to take it right here. This is a pretty great entry on this stock that I would take. And then we have some room until 124. So potentially a nice little dollar here. All right. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, everyone. And we'll take a look at how our MMM day trade short did in tomorrow's video.